Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the camshaft position sensor on the exhaust or intake side on this Chevy Malibu. Let's get to it. Now with the hood open, first thing we're going to do is remove the oil cap. And when doing this procedure, this Malibu with the 2.4 has this huge engine cover that kind of helps with the intake and stuff like that. If you have a different 2.2 or a different 2.4 or a 2.0, this might look a little different, but the overall principle is still the same. What we're trying to do is to get underneath the cover to get to the valve cover where all the components will be. So on here, we're going to then use a flat blade, loosen up this hose clamp, and then there's also another hose clamp right here. You do have to access it from the side, and it is easiest to be done with a long screwdriver. And then there's a hose clamp over here on the passenger side that also hooks into the intake. Just be careful, as this is plastic and you don't want to bust that nipple off. Once all those are off, we should be able to just lift up. And then everything should be loosened. One more pop clip in the back here. Lift it up. And there we go. The intake is now off. I'll show you what I mean by this hose clamp here. On this hose clamp, it's very hard to get in here, but you can get to it with a flat blade or a socket, whatever works best for you. Now with that engine cover off, we can go ahead and find our two camshaft position sensors. There's one on the front here. This is the intake side. And then there's a matching one on the back side, right back here, that is for the exhaust. So I'll show you how to remove this for the intake side since it's easier to display, but it's very simple actually. So there's a locking clip here. We're going to zoom in on this. So there's a locking clip here. You just kind of slide this out. It's gray on my vehicle. Just gotta be careful with them. Sometimes they love to pop. So it just slides out a little bit, and you're just gonna push on the harness. It'll pull out like that. Once the harness is removed, you can use your 10mm here to remove the 10mm bolt just to the left of that harness connector. Once it's busted loose, you can take your socket off and spin it out with your hands. There's the 10mm bolt. And then we're just going to go ahead and wiggle it at the same time as pulling out on it. You can use your other hand to get behind the other side of the tab and just kind of pop it loose. So that is our camshaft position sensor right here. Now mine is good still. I might just clean it off while I have it out here. But these are magnetic. They do sometimes get some of the gunk that comes through the engine. But mine is still good, and I'm not going to replace mine. But if you do need a new one for yours, I'll make sure to have a link down in the description to my Amazon store where you can purchase a new one, whether if it's the exhaust or the intake. I'll have them both listed there. So putting it back in is just following the same procedure. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off real quick, and then I will walk you through on how to put it back. There we go. Now it's all clean, and to put it back, we're just going to go ahead and simply slide it down in there and just kind of slide it straight in. Should hear a little pop noise or feel it. Once it's in there, it shouldn't drop out, and you should be able to grab your 10mm here. Grabbing the 10mm. I like to start them by hand to make sure you don't cross-thread anything, and also less likely to drop it. Just going to thread that all the way in. And then do not over tighten this, just snug it up. If you want to find the torque spec for it, go ahead, but snug is usually good. It wasn't held in with much force. Now with that re-bolted back in, we can go ahead and take our sensor connector and plug it back in and push the locking clip in. And there we go. That camshaft position sensor is now reinstalled. and you can go ahead and either clear the computer with your code scanner or reset the battery, and then turn it, put it back on and give the car a start and make sure that code went away. But that's about it. So that's going to be it for this video. If this video helped you out at all, please make sure to click the like button, subscribe to my channel. Also check out the Amazon links I mentioned down in the description below, and check out my other videos. I got quite a few out there for this Malibu. But until next time, thanks for watching, and see you later.